I am so excited to share with you guys what we have going on around our home this week. But before we dive into the projects that we are doing this week, I want to make an afternoon coffee. I have admittedly gotten myself fully addicted to an afternoon latte at our house and have had so much fun making those every single day. I talk about a lot on here that I do not consume dairy. It is an inflammatory food for me and I just have a sensitivity to it. And so I wanted to share with you guys something that has been honestly leveling up our lattes so much, and that is nut pods. These, I had heard about them for a long time and never tried them. They are so yummy and so creamy, especially if you put them in a frother and make cold foam. Totally not sponsored, but man, they are so yummy. So if you are looking for dairy-free recommendations for coffee, that is definitely one that I have. As soon as I got my afternoon latte made, it was time to head to the sewing room to start on one of the projects this week. So I was recently scrolling Pinterest and found these really cute Anthropologie pillows that I knew I could make my own dupe of at home. They were a pillow with double gauze on both sides with the fray let out, and so I decided that I was going to make that at my house, and it was really fitting this week because one of the big things we have going on this week is getting a new sofa delivered. So I wanted to head down to the sewing room and make some new pillows. If you have never made an envelope style pillow, which is just where there's no zipper, the pillow goes in like an envelope. If you have never made one of those pillows, it is one of the easiest sewing projects that you can do. And I feel like for probably most people who sew was probably one of their first projects. I know that it was one of my first projects. They are very simple to make as they are literally just 3 rectangles that you sew together and finish the edges. It could not be any easier. So that is what we have going on in the sewing room today, a little Anthropologie dupe for a very simple envelope style pillow. I often say that sewing is just for fun and there's not many practical elements to it. However, I think this project does actually show that there are some practical elements to it. Being able to see a pillow that was $70 per pillow cover and being able to make it to yourself for just a couple of bucks is definitely practical because it adds a cozy element to your home, which I believe is so important, and definitely one of the roles that I take on as a homemaker of our house is keeping it cozy, keeping it clean, keeping it decorated, and overall an enjoyable space to be in. And sewing definitely contributes to that more than I give it credit for usually. Now, that is, of course, not to say that you have to sew in order to be a true homemaker or make your home cozy for your family. There are so many ways that we, as individual homemakers, make our homes cozy and livable and enjoyable for our families, whether it be through baking or cooking home-cooked meals or decorating. You name it, you will have and find your own ways of making your home the best space it can be for your family. This is just one of many ways that we make our home cozy around here. Speaking of the value of making your home cozy for your family, this video was sponsored by Valencia Theater Seating. Our family was kindly gifted the Serena leather sectional, and in just the few weeks we have had it, we are absolutely obsessed. We have had so many movie nights and watching game nights where we just cuddle up and cozy up on these big, deep leather seats, and it is so cozy. The Serena is fully upholstered in the finest 100% Italian Napa 1100 top grain leather for a premium and sophisticated look and feel. And thanks to their exclusive tanning process, the leather is also virtually scratch proof, making it super pet friendly. The sofa is made of a solid kiln wood dried frame. Each piece of wood is carefully selected and expertly crafted by skilled artisans, ensuring the utmost attention to detail and craftsmanship. On the Serena specifically, the bumper chase is tailor-made for stretching out and unwinding, allowing you to truly sprawl and enjoy your leisure time. I love the low slung mid-century design. It fits in so well with our retro home style and pieces that we have already collected. There are so many beautiful sofas to choose from on Valencia's website. You can find the link to our sofa specifically and shop more in the link in my description. Thank you so much to Valencia Theater Seating for sponsoring this video. As soon as the sofa was delivered, we wanted to get it inside and unpacked as quickly as possible, so I stopped mid-sewing project to help my husband bring the boxes in so that we could see it and get it out and get it ready and enjoy it.
Yeah, this is it. Now
Look at the color.
you like it? Oh, it looks
The color is awesome. Ooh, and it's really nice.
very firm.
Yeah. I can't wait to see more of it. Look at this. As we finish unpacking the sofa and wrapping up the pillows in the sewing room, I wanted to talk a little bit about the value of curating your home, decorating your home, and overall just making it a place that you are proud of. If it is not obvious from my content and you guys seeing my house all the time, I love to keep our home really decorated and clean, and I like to rearrange, and I just have so much fun making our home ours. And I sometimes feel like there is a little bit of not really a stigma, or really just, I don't know how to explain it, but basically that you almost feel guilt for that, or there are people that make you think that decorating is completely superfluous. There is nothing necessary about it. It is a waste of time. It is a waste of resources. And I totally do not think that is true. Now, obviously, that is coming from someone who enjoys the process of doing it. And there is definitely a way to live outside of your means just because of decorating. And I am definitely not advocating for that. But I do think that there is a lot of value in curating your home and making it something that you are proud of and that your family really enjoys being in. I look at caring for our home and decorating our home as a sign of gratitude for our home. There are so many people that do not get to live in the space that we have, and I just think that that is an art of really caring for it. And for us, for our budget, that looks like a lot of thrifting and collecting and being patient and waiting for certain pieces until they pop up at the right price point, or a price point that we feel comfortable with. And so, I don't know. I'm just saying all of this to let you guys know that while it can be something that you enjoy, I very much enjoy collecting pieces for our home and curating it and decorating it. It is also something that provides immense value to your family, because it's something that only you as the homemaker can do. Only you know exactly what your family will appreciate and what your family needs from each room as far as a functional space. And so I'm just here to say that there is, I believe, a lot of value in that for your family. to quickly catch you guys up on what I am sewing now. If you guys notice, the fabric did switch over. I am making a new curtain for the green cabinets that you guys saw earlier in the video. Previously, there had just been a very light pink curtain that was solid colored that had basically faded to white, and I knew with a new couch down there and some new decor, I would want something with a little more color and a little more pattern. So I pulled this Rifle Paper Co. quilting cotton that I have had in my stash for a really long time. It's been a really overwhelming fabric for me because I have 3 full yards, so I never knew what to do with it. And I just decided that I loved it for that space and I was going to use it, even though I wouldn't end up using all of it. While I was sewing the curtain, I had the pillowcases going in the wash to kind of loosen up that fray a little bit, and then I just sat down and watched a show and let some of the fray out. It is not a summer week around here without making at least one flower arrangement. We have gomphrena blooming like crazy, along with some really big oregano plants and some zinnias. These are the things that I dream about all winter and I romanticize like crazy. I love seeing new blooms come up in the garden, cutting them at just the right time and bringing them in and watching them come to life in their little vase as I decorate our home with fresh things from the garden. This is one of my favorite parts of summer. After I got a fresh arrangement on the kitchen table, it was time to go and actually implement and use all the things I had sewn this week with our new couch. So first I have the new curtain going up, and as you can see, it's just so much prettier than a solid pink would be. And then we moved in our coffee table that we had already had and placed it with the new couch. I love so much that this couch matches our mid-century style without having to hunt for it and find it on Facebook Marketplace and buy a couch used. It goes perfectly with our vintage style and retro style that we already have in our home. And so everything that we already owned looked really, really good with it. I also love the way the gauze pillows turned out and made the couch even more cozy than it already is. We have loved using them so far. You guys know that I also love them for adding a little bit of pop of color to the basement. Even though it had plenty of color, there is never enough in my opinion. This space is already getting so much more use than it did before because it is so much more functional for our family and the way that we like to relax together. As always, I hope this video was inspiring to you in your homemaking, and I hope you guys have an amazing summer week. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next Wednesday.